I've been stuck in a loop of time where it's only been you and I don't feel like you anymore. I don't need your touch or call.
All right, guys, what is going on? Excuse me, sorry. What is good, everyone? Hope you guys are having a good weekend so far. Most people look at today like a 3-day weekend, you know? So it can't be Market Maker Monday to an extent. So yeah, it'll probably be a short stream today. I probably will not go for a full hour. I mean, we might, but I don't think so. We got a few things to discuss. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them into the chat as per usual. It is still a members only chat. So, yeah. What's good? Naruto, Eminem, Oscar, Willow, Felix, Eric, Capitalist, Jorks, Pop, Mark. Who else is here, man? Z. Hello. So yeah, I know we talk about markets a lot. We talk about price action a lot. Friday, we went over like some Stoic ideas, right? Philosophical Friday. And so today, instead of our normal price action stuff, since it is Labor Day, right? I figured we could go over some personal finance. You guys good with that? Drop some ones in the I mean, you have no choice. we're gonna do it whether you like it or not, but drop some ones if you guys are cool with that. A discussion on personal finance. Drop a 1 into the chat. There was I made this a long time ago too. I made this like last year probably. And I've always wanted to like make a presentation and stuff, and I really haven't gotten around to doing it yet. And I feel like it is a good discussion to have. So if you've been keeping up with Corvette Conversations on my Instagram, it's a very short series. We've done, I think, like 6 episodes. And they're I think they're like 5 minutes or less, maybe 6 minutes or less. And one of the more recent ones was this idea, right? It is a introduction to building wealth, right? It's not an advanced lesson on building wealth. It is a introduction into building wealth. So a lot of that in the beginning is going to start with your habits, right? It's going to start with your mindset and your personal finance, you know? So I did not make this into a PDF. I might do that later. Or if you guys want to take notes and upload it to the Discord, you're welcome to do that. So, yeah, I want to record this too, actually. Now, I will preface this with, I'm not a licensed financial advisor, okay? I'm not licensed to give financial advice. I can only speak from experience, okay? And what I've learned from other people and other, books and stuff like that. So, in a little bit, we'll be discussing only one book, since I know you guys don't want to be bombarded with a bunch of them. We'll discuss briefly The Richest Man in Babylon. Let me know in the chat if you guys have read this book, The Richest Man in Babylon. Let me know if you've read that. But yeah, so I'm not saying money will solve your problems, because it won't. Not all of them, at least. But when you finally do get some money under your belt, life in general gets a little bit easier and it gets a little bit more fun. And when you start to become more generous, more will come back to you. That's what I believe. Again, based on experience. It's a good book, short read. Pop, listen to it. Pat said, I was just talking to my cousin about that book yesterday. It's going to be my next read. Yeah, I mean, it's a little dated. You know, the verbiage, the English is a little dated, but the principles have stood the test of time. So, okay, so there it is. I'm not a financial advisor. Money's not going to make you happy. It's not going to solve all your problems, but it will help you to an extent. Okay, so now that we got that, we can get into it. So before I give you these 6 points, and again, this is going to be very similar to the Corvette Conversations episode. Before I give you these 6 points here, why do you think most people don't build wealth? What are some reasons? If you haven't built any wealth for yourself, why is that? If you look around at other people, maybe your friends and family, your coworkers, whoever, or maybe like some really old people that you see, and, you know, not to be disrespectful, but it's like, you're broke, right? Why do most people not build wealth, do you think? Is it, you know, is it capitalism? Is it communism? Is it a mindset? Is it like what do you think it is? There's no wrong answers here. There's no wrong answers. Patch said limiting beliefs. Yeah, that's a good one. Naruto said poor mindset, bad habits, and listening to the wrong people. Oh yeah. It's like taking fitness advice from a fat person. You know, you're going to take financial advice from a broke person. Yikes. The advice may not be bad. A rich person and a poor person can say the same thing. But who it comes from does matter. I definitely agree with that. And usually broke people are not going to have good advice to give you anyway about money. So I would agree. Capitalist said bad spending and savings habits. Oh yes, that is a big one. They believe they don't have enough to start. Oh yeah. Impulsivity. There you go. Right. There's a science behind marketing and your grocery stores. That's why at the self-checkout there's those lines, but on both sides of you they've got all the magazines and candy bars and bags of chips and sodas and all that shit, because they're impulse purchases, right? So that is a big one. Collective mindset, class. I don't even know what classism means, honestly. I have an idea, but I'd have to look that up, honestly. World picture and the mindset from parents. That's a big one, right? The mindset from the people who raised you. Yes. Scared of risk or not taking the traditional route. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, you guys gave really, really great answers. Here are mine. Number 1, why most people don't build wealth. It's no order of importance. It's just a list, okay? Why most people don't build wealth. Number 1, lack of financial education. Many people never learn the basics of money management, investing, and wealth building strategies, which leads to poor financial decisions. So what is that? Unconscious incompetence, right? You don't know what you don't know. You don't ask wealthy people what they're doing. And really, you don't even think about it. You know, you just get your paycheck and then you spend it. And then you get pissed off because you don't have any more money. And you just repeat the cycle. Been there, done that. And I know a lot of people that are still like that. Number 2, living paycheck to paycheck. High expenses, debt, a lack of savings, and emergency money keep people stuck in a cycle where they can't afford to invest into their education and they cannot afford to invest into like the markets, right? They can't accumulate assets like silver, for example. Right? That's a pretty good transition over into silver, isn't it? Fucking look at this shit, dude. Fucking look at that. You know what I mean? Like, we got to go out to the weekly, baby. Look at that. Back in 2020, Trade House and I were saying, hey, pretty good silver longs down here. And all the, I won't go over it too much. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and brag like I always do, but you know, we've been buying silver in some of these lows, right? 21, we're at 40. And a lot of people back in 2023 just didn't have money to do anything with. Couldn't buy crypto, couldn't buy stock, couldn't buy shit. You know what I mean? So I get that. So they missed the wave, baby. And look, I missed the crypto wave. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm always right. You know? I missed part of it too. It's okay. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I have that one. I haven't fully read it though, so I can't talk about it. Moving on. Number 1, lack of financial education. Number 2, people don't build wealth because they live paycheck to paycheck. Number 3, the fear of investing and the fear of losing money. Right? Many people do not invest due to the fear of losing money. They don't realize how much money they're missing out on due to inflation and avoiding the gains on the money that they do have. Like not buying stock, not buying metals, not buying, let's say, crypto, as an example. I don't have much crypto, but it is a good example, right? Number 4, not having a long-term plan. Without goals and a strategy, people will drift financially instead of building wealth, right? If a man knows not which port he sails, no wind is favorable. If you don't know where you're going, you're not going to get there, right? So if you don't plan on building wealth, chances are you're not going to. Number 5, on why most people don't build wealth. Relying on a single job or a single source of income. That's dangerous. Okay, that is very, very now, if you have a high income job, I would say that's not as dangerous. But if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you only have one source of income, yeah, you're, what do they say, one step away from poverty. Yeah, that's not it. That is not it. Number 6, instant gratification. We could almost tie that in with being impulsive, right? Instant gratification, the desire for immediate pleasures prevents people from making the choices necessary for building wealth. So there's your 6, okay? Why most people don't build wealth. Lack of education, living paycheck to paycheck, the fear of investing or losing money, not having a long-term plan, relying on a single source of income, and instant gratification. Now, there's probably more, which is why I wanted to have a discussion with you guys so you guys could answer into the chat, and you guys did have some really good ideas. All right. Drop some 2s if you guys are ready to continue. All right, we'll go over 5 common misconceptions about building wealth. Common misconceptions about building wealth. The same way that it's a common misconception that the Stoics just don't have feelings, that they're like a statue, which is not true. It's a common misconception. Right? Trading is gambling. It's a common misconception. It can be, but it's not always. Right? So I got 5 of these. Common misconceptions about building wealth. Number 1, that you need a high income to build wealth. So instead, disciplined savings, disciplined investing, and smart financial management matters as well. Income, it does matter to an extent, okay? But disciplined saving, investing in smart financial management, that matters as well, okay? there's like certain details. I don't know if I want to tell you or not. There's a person that I know who made less than the average of their coworkers, but they were able to retire on time, and they were financially more well off than the people that made more than them. Does that make sense? Like, by the time retirement age came around, this person had, you know, built a retirement fund, and they were frugal, and they were able to retire basically, and they had more money. They were better off than the people that made more money than them. You know what I mean? So there you go. Number 2, common misconceptions. Investing is only for the rich and for the educated. So the stock market is pretty much available to anybody, all right? And day trading as well is accessible to everyone, and anybody can get started with a very little amount of money. The bare minimum, I would say probably prop, right? Like prop firm. But I mean, who's to say you can't start buying stock for like, you know, $10, $20? You probably won't get anywhere for a while, but it's a good start, you know? So it's not just for the rich and not just for the educated. Number 3, common misconception that you have to take big risks to get rich or to build wealth. Like I said earlier, building wealth is more about consistency and risk management than high risk gambling. Number 4, the stock market is high risk. Now, that's only incorrect to an extent. Short-term volatility and or day trading can be high risk for some, right? Leverage can work for you as well as against you. You should know that, right? But let's say, you know, metals, certain stocks as an example. Let's go back. What did we do this year? We absolutely smacked the fuck out of Microsoft, right? Back earlier this year. Big bussin'. Okay. That was not high risk. Let me see. Google also, same thing. A lot slower and a lot more lethargic. And I did get out well before I should have. Google was fine. I actually did catch it on one of my other long-term accounts. I caught part of it, but you know, there is that. And there's a few others that I won't go over. But it's a long-term, you could say swing trading or damn near position trading. Okay, that is not high risk. And historically, right, like long-term, either index funds or long-term blue chips is historically one of the safest and most effective ways to build wealth. You won't get rich overnight. What's fast doesn't last. What's slow will grow, right? That was number 4. Number 5, I said this earlier, that money will solve your problems. Without good financial habits, even high income earners can end up broke. I've seen that too. I saw that a lot in the MLM industry as well, right? So I won't keep twisting the knife into that, but you know, we've been there before. Don't need to see it again. Financial literacy and discipline are crucial. Okay? So there are 5 common misconceptions about building wealth. You guys have any questions so far? You guys have any questions so far before we get to the last part of this, and then we'll talk briefly on the richest man in Babylon, and then we'll probably shut it down. What's good, Max? Well, you guys like 20, 30 seconds. If you guys have any questions, now is the time. Now is the time. Excuse me. All right. I don't know if that was 30 seconds. Probably not. Mark, wait till the end if you have a question not related to what we're talking about. Okay. Part 3, how to get started building wealth. How to get started building wealth. Number 1, again, no particular order, it's just a list. Number 1, develop financial literacy. Learn about budgeting, learn about saving, learn about investing, learn about day trading right here on this channel 4 times a week for free, and learn about debt management to make informed decisions, right? So the very first thing when you get into any new subject, I'm not going to say read the dictionary, but you need to learn the terms. When you get into trading, right? It's what is bullish, what is bearish, what is a candlestick, right? What is long, short, what is a stop loss, what's a sell limit, buy limit, stuff like that. You're getting into the basics before you get into, like, you know, what we do here. The smart money concepts and the perfection that doesn't exist, and we talk about the algorithm that doesn't exist and all that other fun shit, right? But you can't get into that cool shit unless you know what the basics are. Okay, so number 1 is develop financial literacy. Number 2, a lot of people don't agree with this. You don't have to agree with anything I say, and this is hard. But number 2 is live below your means. Prioritize saving and investing and learning instead of spending money on unnecessary luxuries. Now, this was the reason I was laughing, because it was almost hypocritical, because you know, when I shot the video, I'm in it's not a brand new sports car anymore, but it is a 2025 Corvette, and then, you know, I'm sitting right in front of like a restaurant to get some food, right? So that's why I thought it was funny, because those are luxury items. A sports car, you don't fucking, nobody needs a sports car, bro. You know what I mean? And you really don't need to. Listen, man, I'll tell you, every time I go into Paedas, man, that shit's like $20, bro. $20 for a bowl of pasta. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's inflation or if that's luxury, but you don't need it. Okay. Times are different. Okay. Now, the old me, you know, 10 years ago, oh yeah, live below your means. You don't make that much. You don't know how to trade yet. You know, relax. All right. But for now, until you build wealth, until you get to that point, right? Live below your means. Number 3, create and stick to a budget. Track income and expenses to ensure money is allocated towards savings, investments, and financial goals. Now, I meant to say this earlier. When we talk about, when I spoke about developing financial literacy, as well as creating and sticking to a budget, bro, ChatGPT is very good for that. Do you understand? Like, we have tools, fam. We live in the information age. Everything's available to you. Google, ChatGPT, Grok. I don't use Grok, but there's so many AI tools out there. Welcome, Peak. Welcome to the SMS membership. Happy birthday. Drop some wizard emojis in the chat for our newest member. Drop some wizards into the chat. So basically what I'm telling you in short is that there's no excuse to not know. You know what I mean? There's no excuse to not know something. If you have a question, ask. Google's been around for a while. ChatGPT is still relatively new to the world, but it's been around for a number of years now. It can help you write a budget. I probably wouldn't upload like bank statements and personal information to ChatGPT. If you did, it would probably, you know, point out some things to you. So again, I don't recommend that, but you know, if you trust it, then I guess you could, but I wouldn't. So develop financial literacy, live below your means, create and stick to a budget. Number 4, how to get started building wealth for beginners. Number 4, eliminate high interest debt. Pay off credit cards and auto loans to avoid spending more money on interest. Now, I already know what some people out there are going to think. Oh, John, that's fucking stupid. I have to build credit, but what about my points? What about my flyer miles and all this shit? Look, I'm not going to argue with you. If you know what you're doing, go for it. You know, if you use your credit card and then you pay it off, you know, to you get your fucking 2% cash back or whatever, and you like doing that, you know what you're doing, okay? And so I'm not going to argue against that. But for people who don't know what they're doing, or they may know what they're doing, but they don't have the discipline to do it, that's who I'm talking to. Okay? If you're just overall bad with money, and these credit card interest rates, bro, are like 26%, 28%. I mean, they're legal maxes. You know what I mean? Like the max legal limit that these credit card companies and banks are giving you, right? So they're saying, oh yeah, we'll give you a high yield savings at 0.05 dog shit percent, but we're going to give them a credit card at 26%. Have y'all ever noticed that? Bro, look at this. Okay, Google from this year, from below that old low to here, is about a 46% move. That's a big ass move, but that's from the low of the year to where we are right now. And there are credit cards that are almost that type of interest. You're paying interest on shit like that. You know what I mean? That's a problem. So you got to get rid of that. Again, if you don't know what you're doing. All right. Number 5. This is a big one. Build an emergency fund. Save at minimum 6 months worth of living expenses in case of an emergency in the future. Because it's not a matter of if it's going to happen. It's a matter of when is it going to happen. Texas might lose its power grid again. Might be out of power for a few days. You know? Car might get a flat tire. I don't know. You know, some shit like that. Maybe I end up in a hospital or something. I don't know. Hopefully not. But emergencies happen. Be ready for them. Okay? That's also good if you really want to give trading a like full-time scale. I would not go into like being a full-time trader without having at least 6 months to a year of living expenses. So you don't get your ass kicked your first month, then not have money for your bills. Then you're cooked. So there's that. Number 6, increase income streams. Earlier, we talked about having only one income stream. You're one step away from poverty, right? Yikes. So to combat that, look for ways to earn more money, such as additional jobs, side hustles, or starting your own business, excuse me. You know, I don't know if you guys hopefully you still follow Jordan on social media, right? Jordan Morgan. And he's been talking a lot recently, and same with Patrick Kinney, right? They've been talking a lot about options, right? Selling options for income. That's a real thing. You can make extra money selling options. We won't get into that here, but it's just, again, an additional source of potential income. Okay. Number 7, and the last one for how to get started building wealth. Surround yourself with wealth building influences. Learn from mentors, read books, and do research on building wealth. Okay? So I'm just going to go over the points one more time in one brief run, just in case you guys missed it. Okay? Why most people don't build wealth: lack of financial education, living paycheck to paycheck, fear of investing or losing money, not having a long-term plan, relying on a single source of income, and instant gratification. Some common misconceptions about building wealth is that you need a high income to build wealth, that investing is only for the rich and for the educated, that you have to take big risks in order to get rich, that the stock market is high risk, and that money will solve your problems. And how to get started building wealth for beginners: develop financial literacy, live below your means, stick to or create and stick to a budget, eliminate high interest debt if you don't know what you're doing, build an emergency fund, 6 to 12 months of living expenses, create additional income streams, and surround yourself with wealth building influences. You guys good with that? Did you learn anything today? Because it's pretty basic. It's pretty basic. What we do too? Drop some threes in the chat if you guys got some value today. Now we can get into the richest man in Babylon. Who had a question earlier? You can ask it now before we move on. Mark. What was your question, Mark? I typically market order. I used to do a lot of limit orders, but I'm in front of the charts anyway, so I typically will market. So sometimes it's a mix of both. I will tell you though, that's for entries. Now for exits, it's almost always a limit because I'm setting my either a take partial at a new high or a new low, or if I only have one contract or I have one contract left, then I will put that limit at that level of liquidity and maybe a little bit above it if I'm long, or below if I'm short. And that way I can just get out right when that liquidity is met. Instead of trying to market exit where, let's say it whipsaws that level and then trades back into the range and I didn't get out, now I'm missing out on gains, or my profits will start to erode now if it's a reversal. So I usually enter with a market, sometimes a limit, but I almost always exit on a limit. So hopefully that helps. So anyway, if you are one of the people that I, discussed today, it's not to be mean. It's not for me to, be an asshole. It's to say, look, if you're the paycheck to paycheck type, if you're the type that's in debt, you got high interest credit cards, high interest auto loans. I mean, let's say other credit, like store credit cards, like Macy's cards or some shit, this book is definitely for you. Okay. The Richest Man in Babylon. Again, it is old. The language is a bit dated. All right. I'm not saying it's the easiest read in the world, but it is a solid one. So I want to share a couple of notes for you. You see, I got these tabs on here. Quick reference for some notes. Right? We do not wish to go on year after year living slavish lives, working, getting nowhere. Yeah. So that sounds like you, man. You gotta fix that. And listen, I've been there too, bro. I was in the military. I had 20 jobs by the time I was 20. I've been there, and I fucking hated it. Working all day. Well, it felt like all day, but working all week. You get your paycheck and then your money's gone in the first 3 days. I worked for 2 weeks to have money for 3 days. Now I'm broke for another week and a half. No, that is a hamster wheel, and it blows. I promise. And again, these are just fragments. There's no rhyme or reason to why I noted this stuff. It's just random stuff that just spoke to me. So. It costs nothing to ask wise advice from a good friend. Thou makest me, and this is what I mean by Old English, it's dated. Thou makest me to realize the reason why we have never found any measure of wealth. We never sought it. They never looked for it. You can't find what you don't look for. Oh, here's a good one. I found the road to wealth when I decided that a part of all I earned was mine to keep, and so will you. Fool, you pay everyone but yourself. Does that sound like you? You pay the bank, you pay your school loans, you pay your insurance, your car loans, your rent, all this shit. You pay everybody, but you never pay yourself. That is a mistake. That is a mistake. I won't go over some of these principles in here. I still want you to read the book. So I'll skip some of these. Yeah, I'm not going to go over that one either. Oh, here's a good one. Give them a choice of gold and wisdom. What do? Ignore the wisdom and waste the gold. On the morrow, they wail because they have no more gold. But that is true, though, man. A lot of people seek money instead of wisdom. I think I know for a fact the Bible talks about this. And the Bible, I don't know what verse it is. I think it's in Proverbs or Ecclesiastes. It says to seek wisdom the same way you seek gold and riches. Money without wisdom, the fool and their money will soon part ways. So it would be better to become wise first, so that way when you do get wealth, you actually keep it, versus getting wealthy first and not having the knowledge on knowing how to keep it or multiply it. But again, this is just my opinion. Okay? You don't have to agree with me. I know money is a big thing for people. Money is like a big issue, mainly because people don't have it. And you may not agree with everything I say. That's okay. I don't agree with... There's almost nobody... I don't think there's anybody I've ever read or listened to that I didn't disagree with at least on one or two things. 100%. Even like Dave Ramsey. He thinks buying individual stocks is stupid. Look what we did this year, bro. Right? So again, you can disagree with people. You're allowed to disagree with me. But I only try to give you the best of the best information. I don't try to give you no stupid ass shit. Okay? My jokes might be stupid, but the things I tell you, I try to keep it legit. Okay? Here's a big one. If you desire to help thy friend, do so in a way that will not bring thy friend's burdens upon thyself. Now, this is a big one because I've seen this a lot in my friends. So I'll put it to you this way. I'll keep it short, sweet, and to the point. If you don't have money, stop letting people borrow money. You get me? If you've got $500 in your bank account, you should not even be entertaining the idea of letting somebody borrow money. I don't care if it's your mom, your dad, your brother, your family, whoever. You have no business letting people borrow money when you don't have any yourself. So, because I see this so much. Well, my mom this, my son that, or whatever. Like, bro, you got to realize if you spend your entire life just helping other people and you never pay yourself, you never work on yourself, you will get to the end of your life with nothing. You will have nothing. You get me? So it's not being selfish entirely. It's just about setting boundaries. And on top of that, guess what? You can actually help more people when you become more successful yourself. If you've got 50,000 in your bank, which I don't know why you would have that much anyway, you know, instead of like having investments and stuff. But okay, if you've got at least 5 to 10K in the bank, which I typically recommend, anything more than 10K, you're kind of wasting the gains on the cash. And anything less than 5K, you don't have enough like proper emergency money. Okay. So in case you were ever wondering, my personal checking account typically stays between 5 and 10K. Anything less, You don't have enough for emergencies. Anything more, some of that needs to go into investments. Okay. Now, when you're there or way further than that, then you may be able to entertain. Okay, well, I'll let you borrow this. $100, I'll let you borrow that. You probably won't pay me back, so I'll just give it to you, basically. Or you let them know that you're letting them borrow it, but in your mind, you're like, yeah, I'm just giving it to you. You're not going to pay me back, but it's okay. And to be generous, okay? You can be generous when you have it. It's very hard to be generous when you don't. Okay, so that's kind of what I mean by that. You got to let other people go through their own burdens, especially financial ones. All right. Won't go over that one either. Okay. Here's the last one we'll go over because I wanted to keep this short and we're already at 45 minutes. Youth, never having had experience, cannot realize that hopeless debt is like a deep pit into which one may descend quickly and where one may struggle vainly for many days. It is a pit of sorrow and regrets where the brightness of the sun is overcast and night is made unhappy by restless sleeping. Basically, how do you sleep at night having debt? You know what I mean? You owe all this money. You have a negative net worth. You have no cash, but you owe the banks and you owe, you know, your student loans or whatever, credit card companies and all this shit. And you have nothing for yourself. Yeah, well, no fucking wonder you're anxious and depressed. No wonder. You're basically a modern day slave, bro. And I think I want to end it on that one. I lied. We're going to do one more. Okay. We'll end it on a more positive note because I feel like, oh, I'm a slave. That's probably not a good way to end it. Let's do this. The soul of a free man looks at life as a series of problems to be solved and solves them, while the soul of a slave whines. What can I do? Who am I but a slave? I didn't watch the whole thing, but one of my, you could say business mentors, if you will. I never spoke to the guy. I spoke with his publisher because he fucked up a Marcus Aurelius quote, and I couldn't stand for that. So Patrick Bet David actually went on to Jubilee, which I think is a fucking dumbass show or, you know, social media thing. I think it's absolutely stupid. But he recently went on Jubilee, and there's like clips and stuff I've been watching. And hold on, I forgot where I was going with this. Oh, that's right. So what you'll see, right, is so Patrick's obviously a multimillionaire. I think he's Iranian, or he wasn't born in America. He came to America, you know, built this massive business, right? Made all this money. Awesome guy, great podcast, great books. Okay, your next 5 moves, great business book, by the way. And he's also a fan of Marcus Aurelius, which is cool. But what you'll see in these Jubilee clips is that he's offering people jobs. They don't want to take them. He's offering advice. They don't want to listen. And thank you, capitalist. You'll see this constant, like, woe is me, victim mentality. It's my parents. It's my environment. It's this, it's that. It's like, bro, nobody cares. Nobody cares about your excuses. We already discussed that the other day. Excuses only sound good to those who make them. Nobody fucking cares. You're broke. No one cares. Literally nobody. You know what I mean? If you have a problem, you need to find a way to solve it. I gave you a lot of tools today. I give you a lot of resources. I give you a lot of books to read, videos to watch. Most of my shit is free. You know what I mean? I try to give you guys all these tools. It's up to you to decide to use them or not, right? So hopefully that's it. You know what I mean? I know we don't talk a lot about finance and stuff, but I would not feel right if I didn't put this information out there. You know what I mean? If I didn't share this type of stuff, it would not be right with me. I couldn't, it would be wrong. You know what I mean? It's like, John, you know this stuff. Why aren't you sharing it? You know? So it's not the most funnest information. A lot of it is boring and dry. You know, it's not exciting, but it will help you if you let it. Mark, I have a lot. I have a few different brokers, and I have 2 different funded accounts with Top Step. So there you go. I use regulated brokers. So, but yeah, if there's no more questions, then that is going to be it for today. Y'all be good, be blessed. We'll be here same time, same place tomorrow on Tuesday, September 2nd. It's already September. Ain't that something? It's already September. I like this stuff. Good puzzle. Yeah, dude. That's what life is, man. It's a series of puzzles, and you're getting the pieces. It's just like a market maker model. You got your different peaches. I'm thinking about fruit. Been drinking all this damn juice. All these different pieces, right? Your original consolidation, your distribution, redistribution, manipulation, accumulation, reaccumulation, terminus, right? All these ideas. And it's putting them together. That's why I tweeted the other day. I'm like, because these goobers, right? Were, oh, well, the fair value gap is the best concept. It's not. It's not. The very person that introduced that to the community even said so. So your very own mentor, you know, said something different, and you want to disagree. Like, that's fucking, you're stupid. No concept is better than another. Now, I would argue when they overlap, inversions and like normal, when they overlap, like that to me is more probable, but no single concept is better than any other. You've seen me take trades with every one of them. You've seen me take inversions. You've seen me take mitigations. You've seen me take normal imbalances. You've seen me buy below old lows, short above old highs. You've seen me nail the high of the day. You've seen me nail the high of the week. You see me nail the low of the year. Right. Because no concept is better than another. So, but it's I get it. These people are young. They're in their 20s. They're fucking stupid. They've been trading for like 3 years. You're a child. You know what I mean? They don't know. They don't know. That's okay. It's all gravy. But yeah, y'all be good. Be blessed. We'll be here same time, same place tomorrow.
I'm just too good for my own good. I'm just too. What else can I do standing next to you? But ruin your career, exacerbate your fear, make it so you can't ever come back around here.
Too good, no, I'm too great. I'm like 2 Trey with the flu weight. Talking shit and out of toothpaste. Big B's, Bobby Boucher. On my wrist, I got the skeleton Richie with the see-through face. Drive the whip without the toupee. Pregnant pistol, got a due date. I'm too good for my own good. I cross my heart, I knock on wood. I lost my heart, I found my foot. I stand my ground, that ground I stood. I walk my walk, that ground it shook. That time I bought, that time I took, that time I put inside these thoughts. And since it's art, they gotta look. I'm one of the bullets to rep my set. I don't do computers, but I sip tight tech. I don't do computers, but my chips like that. I don't do computers, but my shooters put a bullet wound in your apple. It look bit like Mac, just like that, like this, like that. My drip like splat. With lips like that, she kiss my gat, just my black. Beat the beat up like this track, trying to fist fight back. When the producer heard this verse, it left his eye black. Ask my chef, I eat rappers, I like mine's prep. Still an ex-con, feeling like the only icon left. That's real shit, I'm still a shit. I ain't white mine yet. The greatest of all time, and I got a lifetime left.